Good morning everybody, Calm Biker here. Another trip into work, another early morning. Low sun over there. No topic for today, just a Tower of Babble if one comes to mind. Yeah, that sun's very low. Always have to remind myself when the sun's low, makes you even less visible. I was coming over a little hill back there and the sun was shining right in my mirrors, and I had a glance in my mirrors and I was aware, my spidey sense was tingling. I was aware there was a car right behind me, BMW of course, yeah, right behind me, but through the mirrors couldn't see it at all because of the old low sun. And then when I turned towards it, I won't be able to see the car in front of me, no doubt. Always that reminder, isn't it, that if you can't see the car behind you because the sun's in your mirrors, you're probably alright from the car behind you. It can probably see you really, really clearly. But the car that's in front of you won't be able to see you. And more importantly, the car that's in front of you coming towards you, wanting to turn right, probably can't see you either. That's nice of him, look, he's getting right over to let me past. Not sure there's enough room in front of him for me to slot in happily, but it's nice of him to try. I think I've said that before. We go rumbling over the rumble strips now. I think I've said that before about nice drivers trying to let you in, that they need to leave that gap as well, and quite often they don't realise that. Glad I've got this flip down dark visor. Sun behind the bridge, dark, sunshade, hey. Sometimes this slip road backs right up, and on mornings like this, as you're approaching winter and the sun's sat there, it can be quite dodgy. Put a new visor on this helmet today to see if it would help. When my visor broke, I was out on a week-long bike ride, little mini tour, and I had to buy another one, otherwise basically my tour would be ruined. And then I complained to the place I bought the helmet from, and they sent me out another visor, so I had a spare. And because the first one has been fogging up a lot, even with the pin lock in, I thought I'd try this new one. I thought, yeah, brilliant, might as well try it, get the pin lock transferred across, and it'll be hopefully better, but it's not. So I am misting up, which is disappointing. In fact, about half the visor is now misted up. I'm kind of peeping out above it. You can see through it. It's not hugely bad, but it's not good. Somebody said about the pin locks how you can twist the pins and tighten it up, but in both the old visor and the new one, main reason I changed to the new one really was to try and twist the pins, but the pins are absolutely solid. I don't know if they're glued in, but they won't turn, so you can't tighten it up, and it's absolutely rubbish. If I open the visor, the pin lock kind of just drops out. There's like a lip where the pin lock, the whole thing fits within, and then there's that little silicone bead of the pin lock itself that's supposed to stick against the visor to give you a seal. But the whole thing just drops down about 5mm, and you have to poke it back in position to get anything out the pin lock at all. It really is an appalling design. For those who don't know what a pin lock is, because actually when I mentioned it the other a few weeks ago on a video, people were saying, what's a pin lock? It's basically double glazing for your helmet. I've got a video, a very, very early video I did of my old helmet with a pin lock that worked amazingly well. Maybe this explains why some people are against pin locks and say they don't work. Maybe it's helmets like this one. But yeah, I've got a video. I'll put a link in the top corner to that old video so you can see it working amazingly well. But it's double glazing for your helmet. It's a little insert, kind of a plasticky thing that absorbs moisture without fogging up. And they are super little things when they work well. Filtering, filtering, filtering along. That's an old song, isn't it? I got asked a while back. Well, not a while back, a few weeks back, maybe a few videos back. Don't you filter? Because there was a queue of traffic. It was only about 3 cars long, I think. And I didn't bother filtering through it. I wonder if YouTube videos have set the standard that people feel they need to filter through every possible set of cars. My kind of opinion on it is filtering, I'll do it when it gives an advantage. And to overtake 3 cars, I think I was probably at a roundabout as well, to overtake 3 cars and end up first at a roundabout, but between 2 cars, doesn't seem like a good plan. We used to talk about it at the IAM and the ARB, talk about filtering. Used to say you're probably better off only filtering up to the 2nd position, not the 1st, because 2 things. One is you're now at the mercy of the cars alongside you for how they're going to drive when you pull away, but also filtering is kind of a privilege of being on a bike, a privilege that a lot of people don't even realise that you're allowed to do, of course. You know, they always get these arguments. It's that privilege that you should use without rubbing it in. So if you're going around annoying people by filtering, when you're not really gaining that much of a benefit from it, then you actually kind of foster this mentality amongst car drivers of closing the gap. Tempted to get one of these heated vests, little waistcoat type things. I know you can get them with sleeves. I've seen 2. I've seen one with sleeves that you plug into the bike, and I've seen one without sleeves. And I think it's keeping your core warm that's the most important. But I've seen one without sleeves that you can also put a battery pack on as well as plug it in the bike. If anybody's got one, I'd love to know what you think of it. Because that one, although it doesn't have the sleeves, I think it'd be useful for both bikes. Because I could put the plug-a-rooney under the seat on this one and plug into it, and on the Z1000 where you haven't really got that luxury, I could, and because I don't want wires hanging down near the paint on the Z1000, I could put the battery pack on. I don't know how good they are. So if you do know, please let me know in them there comments. Anyway, I think I've probably babbled on long enough. I always start these Tower of Babbles thinking I don't know what I'm going to say, and then my verbal diarrhea kicks in and it's time I reach for a sheet of verbal toilet roll. So I'll say goodbye. Thanks for watching, everyone. Ride safe, and I'll talk to you all again soon.